I've always been the trusting type. I believed in second chances and honest mistakes, even when the truth was hard to swallow. My friends used to tease me for being an eternal optimist, the kind of woman who'd find a silver lining in a hurricane. But lately, that optimism feels like a mask I can't keep straight. The late nights at the office, the quiet phone calls I could never quite catch, they've started to stack up, weighing on my chest like a stone I can't shake. I tell myself it's just stress, that he's working hard for us, but in the silence of the night, my doubts are louder than ever. I've always seen David as the steady type, reliable as the sunrise. But even the sun can cast shadows, and those shadows have started creeping into my thoughts. I notice the little things now. The way he jumps when his phone buzzes, how he brushes me off with that tight-lipped smile. I try to convince myself I'm imagining it all, reading too much into every word. But every time he turns away, that smile feels more like a lie than a comfort. I want so badly to believe he's still the man I married, but there's a part of me that can't ignore what I'm feeling. In those quiet hours, when the world is sleeping and my heart is wide awake, I feel the weight of a choice I don't want to make. I don't want to be that suspicious wife, always second-guessing, always wondering. But this feeling in my gut won't let me rest. It gnaws at me like a splinter under the skin, impossible to ignore. I tell myself I'll find a way to trust him again, that I'm just being paranoid. But deep down, I know the truth is out there, and it's closer than I think. I keep thinking about the promises we made to each other, how we swore to be honest, to stand together even when things got hard. But it's amazing how a little doubt can change everything. I find myself replaying every conversation, every glance, every quiet dinner that used to feel so normal. I'm searching for cracks in the walls I thought were solid, for answers to questions I never wanted to ask. And every time I look at him, I see someone I'm starting to wonder if I ever really knew. I try to brush it all away, to tell myself I'm just being dramatic, that I've let my fears get the better of me. But it's hard to ignore the way my heart tightens when he says he has to work late again. Hard to ignore the coldness that seeps into his touch, the way he seems so far away even when he's sitting right beside me. It's 1,000 little things, too small to prove on their own, but together they paint a picture I can't unsee. And I hate that it's come to this, that I'm stuck between trust and suspicion. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, I catch myself holding my breath, listening for his footsteps in the dark. I want to believe he's the same man I fell in love with, that the distance between us is just a rough patch. But the truth is, I don't know what to believe anymore. And the longer I sit with this uncertainty, the more it eats away at me. I know I can't keep living like this. Something has to change. I just don't know if I'm ready for what I might find. The funny thing is, I've always prided myself on being strong, on facing challenges head-on and never backing down. But this feels like a different kind of fight. It's a quiet war, waged inside my own mind, where every glance, every word becomes another battle. And the hardest part is that I'm fighting someone I love, or at least someone I thought I did. I hate how this doubt makes me feel like I'm not even sure who I am anymore. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of the woman I used to be, the one who trusted without question, who believed love was enough. She's still in there, but she's fading fast. In her place is someone who's tired of second-guessing, someone who's done pretending everything is fine. I don't want to become bitter or jaded, but I also can't keep living in the dark. I deserve to know what's really going on, even if the truth breaks my heart. I didn't want to be the suspicious wife, but the nagging feeling in my gut wouldn't let me rest. It's become a constant ache, a question that refuses to go away. And even though I tell myself I'll find a way to move past it, deep down, I know I'm already bracing for the storm that's coming. Because once you start to see the cracks, you can't help but wonder how deep they really go. The next morning, I'm standing at the kitchen counter, coffee in hand, when it happens. David's phone, the one he's never without, is sitting there, buzzing softly. My heart does this little flip, That same flip it always does when doubt sneaks in. I tell myself to look away, to respect his privacy. But something in me has already decided. My fingers move before I can stop them, and I swipe the screen open. I see the message in a flash, and it feels like the world tilts beneath my feet. Your wife isn't getting suspicious about these dinners, is she? I'm worried she'll find out about us. My mouth goes dry. My hands are shaking, and I have to set the phone down before I drop it. I can't believe what I'm reading, can't believe how easily it all fell into my hands. The words burn into my mind, a truth I didn't want but can't ignore. I don't know how long I stand there, staring at those words. Part of me wants to scream, to confront him right then and there. But another part of me, the part that's been waiting for this moment, goes quiet and still. I know what I have to do, even if I'm not ready for it. The truth is there, in black and white, and there's no going back. I take a step back from the counter, my mind spinning with 1,000 thoughts. It's like a movie playing in slow motion, every memory, every half-truth, lining up in perfect, painful clarity. I think about all the nights he said he had to work late, the way he'd brush a kiss across my forehead before heading out. How could I have been so blind? I feel a sting in my chest, a mix of betrayal and relief. At least now I know. At least now I'm not just imagining things. I pick up the phone again, hands still shaking. I start scrolling through his messages, my stomach twisting tighter with every new conversation I find. It's like peeling back layers of a lie, each one worse than the last. I see the jokes he shared with her, the plans they made behind my back. It's all there, everything I didn't want to see. My heart feels like it's breaking in slow motion, but I can't stop reading. I need to see it all, even if it tears me apart. There's a strange calm in me as I forward the message to my own email. My fingers move with purpose, like I'm on autopilot. I take screenshots of every damning word, every conversation that proves what I've suspected all along. Part of me feels sick, like I'm betraying him by going through his phone. But another part of me knows he betrayed me first. And now, I'm done pretending not to see the truth. I set the phone down, feeling like I'm in someone else's life. Everything around me is the same. The morning light streaming through the window, the smell of coffee in the air. But I feel different. I'm not the same woman I was 5 minutes ago. I can't unsee what I've seen. My hands are cold, but there's a fire burning in my chest, a quiet fury that's been waiting for this day. I tell myself I won't confront him. Not yet. There's too much to process, too much at stake. I need to be smart about this, to protect myself first. I take a deep breath and close my eyes, feeling the weight of this moment settle into my bones. It's like the world has cracked open, and all I can do is decide what to do next. I'm scared, but I'm also stronger than I thought. The truth was there in black and white, and there was no going back. I know now that I can't just sweep this under the rug. I can't keep pretending everything is fine. He made his choice when he sent those messages, and now it's my turn to make mine. And as I stand there, phone still warm in my hand, I know that nothing will ever be the same again. The hours after I found those messages feel like a blur, a haze of disbelief and resolve. I don't cry. I don't scream. Instead, there's a cold calm that settles over me, a quiet determination that feels foreign and yet strangely empowering. I know I can't confront him yet. Not until I'm ready. Not until I've protected myself. So I move through the motions of the day like an actress playing a part, my mind racing even as I smile and nod. I forward the messages to my own email, saving every word, every detail. My hands move steadily, no hesitation this time. It's like something has shifted inside me, a part of me that's done pretending, done hoping he'll change. My fingers tap out each command with a finality that feels like the end of something I once believed in. And maybe it is. Maybe this is the end, but maybe it's also the beginning of something new. When I'm done, I close the phone and set it aside. I don't let myself think about what it means, not yet. Instead, I call the lawyer's office. I've been too scared to dial for weeks. My voice is steady when I leave the message, steady in a way I didn't think I could be. It's like I'm watching myself from the outside, but I know this is me. The woman who refuses to be taken for granted, the woman who's finally ready to take back control. I spend the afternoon lost in thought, replaying every moment of the last few weeks like a movie I've seen too many times. It's strange how the pieces start to fit together once you have the key, how every little lie suddenly makes perfect sense. I used to think love was about trust, about giving someone the benefit of the doubt. But now I see that sometimes love means knowing when to let go, and having the courage to do it. The lawyer calls me back, and her voice is calm, professional, a lifeline in the middle of the storm. She asks me questions I never thought I'd have to answer, about our finances, our home, what I want when it's all over. My hands are trembling, but I take a breath and tell her the truth. I want to protect myself. I want to make sure he doesn't get to walk away without consequences. I'm done letting his lies shape my life. I hang up the phone feeling lighter somehow. It's like the decision to fight back has given me a strength I didn't know I had. There's still fear in me, still that ache of betrayal I can't ignore. But there's also a spark of hope. Hope that I can come out of this with my head held high, that I can rebuild a life that's truly mine. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm finally on my own side. I don't tell him what I've done. Not yet. I play the role of the devoted wife a little longer, my smile soft, my eyes calm. He has no idea the message I found, no idea I've already started to untangle myself from him. And in a way, that makes me feel powerful, like I'm finally the one holding the cards, the one making the decisions that matter. I catch myself studying his face in those quiet moments, wondering how long he's been lying to me. I wonder if he notices the difference in my touch, the way my eyes don't linger the same way they used to. Part of me feels like a stranger in my own home, but another part of me knows this is how I start to take it back. This is how I reclaim the pieces of myself he tried to keep. If he was going to lie to my face, then I'd at least make sure he paid for it. And as I close the door on that part of my life, the part that believed every promise, every "I love you," I know there's no turning back. I'm done waiting for the truth to find me. Now, I'm going to find it myself, no matter how messy it gets. That night I set the table just like always. Candles flicker in the soft light, the scent of rosemary and garlic drifting from the kitchen. I want everything to look perfect, almost like a scene from one of those old movies where everything ends happily ever after. But inside, I'm anything but calm. My hands are steady, but my heart is pounding like a drum, a constant reminder that this is the moment I've been building toward. David comes home like he always does, a tired smile, a quick kiss on my cheek. He doesn't notice the way I watch him, the way my eyes catch every little movement, every sigh. He sits down at the table, completely unaware of what's coming. I pour the wine with a hand that doesn't shake, and I see the way his shoulders relax. He thinks this is just another ordinary night, another dinner with the woman who's always believed in him. But tonight isn't like any other night. As he reaches for his fork, I slide my phone across the table. The screen is lit up with the message that shattered everything. His hand freezes in midair, his face going pale as he reads the words I've already memorized. I don't say a word. Don't give him the chance to lie to me again. I let the silence fill the room, heavy and unyielding, and I wait for him to finally tell me the truth. He tries to speak, his mouth opening and closing like he's searching for the right words to fix it all. But there are no words that can fix this, not anymore. I watch his face, see the panic in his eyes as he stammers out excuses. He says it was nothing, just a mistake, that it didn't mean anything. But the words ring hollow, a desperate attempt to rewrite the truth I already know. I don't raise my voice. I don't let the anger that's been simmering in me for days spill over. Instead, I meet his gaze, my eyes steady and unflinching. I'm not asking, I say softly. I'm telling you, you're done here. The finality of it hangs in the air between us, as sharp and cold as a winter morning. I see the realization dawn in his eyes. He knows I'm serious, knows there's no way back from this. He tries again, his voice pleading, his hands reaching across the table like he can still touch me, still pull me back to the woman I used to be. But I'm not that woman anymore. I've seen the truth, and I can't unsee it. I pull my hands back, folding them in my lap like a shield. In that moment, I feel stronger than I ever have before, and I know this is the beginning of the end, and it's exactly what I need. He keeps talking, his voice breaking, but I'm done listening. I've spent too long believing the lies, too long pretending that love was enough to cover the cracks. I stand up slowly, pushing my chair back like I'm leaving behind more than just this table. He looks at me like he's seeing me for the first time, and maybe he is. Maybe he's finally realizing I'm not the woman he thought I was. The kitchen feels smaller, the air heavy with everything we're not saying. He tries one last time, his voice low, but I shake my head. I've heard enough. The words he's saying now don't matter. They're just echoes of the man I thought I knew. And as I walk away, I feel the weight of all the broken promises fall away from my shoulders, replaced by something else. Freedom. Relief. He tried to speak, but I'd already heard enough. I leave the room without looking back, the sound of my footsteps steady and sure. And as I close the door behind me, I know that this isn't the end of my story. It's just the end of his part in it. I don't know what comes next, but for the first time in a long time, I feel like it's finally mine to decide. The days that follow feel like a blur of paperwork and decisions, but each one brings me a little closer to the life I know I deserve. The divorce is quick, almost too quick, and I watch as everything we built together gets divided up and parceled out. It's bittersweet in a way, seeing the end of something that was once my whole world. But I don't let myself get lost in the past. I'm too focused on what comes next. I move into a new apartment, a space that's just mine. The walls are blank, the air still carries the scent of fresh paint, and for the first time in what feels like forever, I can breathe. I fill the rooms with things that make me smile, flowers on the windowsill, soft blankets draped across the couch. There's a quiet comfort in the simplicity, a sense of peace that's been missing from my life for far too long. At night, I pour myself a glass of wine and sit by the window, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. My phone buzzes beside me, but I don't feel the need to check it right away. I'm not looking for answers anymore. I'm done waiting for someone else to define my worth. This space, this peace, it's mine, and I won't give it up for anyone. I look around my new apartment and realize it's more than just a place to live. It's a symbol of everything I've fought for. The quiet corners feel like a sanctuary, a promise I've made to myself. I know it's going to take time to heal, to untangle the memories that still cling to me. But there's something comforting in knowing that every choice from here on out is mine and mine alone. I think back to the woman I used to be, the one who believed love meant sacrifice, the one who stayed even when she felt small and unseen. She's still part of me, but she's not in charge anymore. In her place is a woman who knows her own worth, who's done apologizing for wanting more. The scars are still there, but they don't define me. They're just reminders of how far I've come. Every evening feels like a small victory, cooking a meal just for myself, playing music that makes me feel alive, letting laughter echo through these walls. I'm learning how to be alone without feeling lonely, how to fill the quiet spaces with my own dreams and desires. And with every new day, I feel that spark of hope grow brighter. This isn't just survival. This is my fresh start. One night, I take out my phone and open the message that changed everything. My finger hovers over it, and for a moment, I feel a flicker of the old pain. But it's different now, like looking at a scar that's finally healed. With a deep breath, I hit delete, watching as the words vanish from my screen. It feels like a release, like a weight I didn't even realize I was still carrying has finally lifted. I lean back in my chair, feeling the warmth of the wine in my hand, the soft hum of music in the background. There's no more fear, no more second guessing. Just me, in my own space, at peace with the choices I've made. I know he probably thinks he got away with it, that he was clever enough to keep me in the dark. But he doesn't know me anymore. He doesn't know this new woman I've become. He thought he was so clever, but I've already moved on, and he'll never catch up. I take one last sip of wine and smile at the empty glass, knowing I've earned every drop of this freedom. Tomorrow is another day, another chance to build something beautiful, and this time, I'm doing it all on my own terms.